Hi, we're at the Sturgis Library today with Corey Farrenkoph. Hi, Corey.
How's it going? Nice to have you here today, Paula. We appreciate it.
Tell us a little bit about Sturgis Library and what you do here.
Yeah, so I'm recently started working here. I've been here for about 8 months now. I'm the new Adult Services and Reference Librarian. I am the guy who's in charge of the genealogy section, all reference questions. I'm the guy who orders all the fiction, the large print, the mysteries, the audiobooks, and fiction is basically my realm here. I am also in charge of doing all the programming, all the advertising, a lot of the outreach, and essentially working between all the other staff members and making sure that our programs are set the way we want them to be.
And you still have time to read.
Oh yes, read lots and lots of books.
So tell us a little bit about what's going on at Sturgis. Lots of exciting programs and events.
Yeah, so I mean, recently I got a grant through the Arts Foundation of Cape Cod, which was really kind of them. It's enabled me to create this creative writing class that's ongoing right now. The class itself is currently filled, unfortunately. We have 24 people in it and a wait list of like 15 people. But in accordance with that, we're also doing different readings and lectures based on the class itself. The next one that's coming up that's open to the public is Krista Romanowski is going to be reading May 2nd at 7:15. Krista is both a fiction and poetry writer. She's right now one of the Provincetown Fellows in fiction. Other cool things we got going on here in the near future is we have Learn to Play Ukulele. It's going to be an all-ages event on April 18th from 2 to 4. It's free. This woman named Julie is going to be coming, and she brings a fleet of ukuleles, brings like 25 ukuleles, and just like hands them out to people. So that's going to be fun. We have a Sailor's Valentine's presentation with Greg Roberts on Tuesday, April 17th at 6 p.m. We have one that I'm really excited about that I always enjoy. We have one of our trustees, Greg Williams, who is a retired judge from over at the courthouse. When I point this way, I'm pointing over to the courthouse, which is over there. He's been doing these true crime presentations that bring a crowd of like 45, 50 people. And he's super animated, and he's very intelligent and very funny. So his next one is called Decades Before Borden, The Fall River Scandal of the Bad Mill Girl and the Minister. And it's a Greg Williams true crime presentation, May 8th at 6:30. And then the last really big event that I want to talk about is our Family Funkta-Fest with Funktapus, right? It's an awesome band name for an awesome band. They're a Cape Cod funk band. They're going to be playing on Saturday, May 12th at 5 to 7 p.m. Funktafest is going to be at $10 per person. Children under 10 get to go free. $10 covers food, beverages, the music, and there will be a silent auction to raise money for Sturgis here. Things that some people don't know about the Barnstable libraries is we are we all are 40% town funded and 60% privately funded. So events like this go to help support paying for book purchases, programs, general funding, our wages. And it's awesome to see how much of our community comes out to these events and how much support we get from everyone. So.
Well, that just sounds like a great lineup for spring, if it ever does actually sprung here on Cape Cod. Tell us a little bit more. You've got a couple of reading challenges out there. You've got a genre challenge that we've noticed.
Yeah. Since I started working here, I've noticed, I mean, it's not just noticing here, it's most people in their reading habits, they get very anchored into like what they like. They're like, I read this, I read true crime, I read histories about World War II, and I read spy novels. Or I read cozy mysteries, I read cooking memoirs, and nautical tales. I don't know. You have your genres you go to, and most people don't often venture out of that, which is sad in a lot of ways because there's so much good literature coming out all the time, and there's so much good literature that's been written over the years that you just wouldn't encounter if you limit yourself to that. So we started the 2018 Sturgis Reading Challenge, which is 20 books. There's 20 different categories. There's read a romance novel, read a detective novel, read a true crime novel set in in New England, read sci-fi, read fantasy, read a YA book that's come out in the last 5 years, so you can't read Harry Potter or A Wrinkle in Time, the ones that everyone goes to, read graphic novels, and the list goes on, and if anyone's interested in joining up for it, we have it going the entire year. It's basically you fill out your sheets, you come to us and we put all the names in a hat, and the winner gets a $10 gift card to our book sale.
Great.
So that's that
Sounds
one.
a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So there's new books out, there's new sections in the library. Give us a little indication of what's like really new out there right now for readers and young and old.
Okay, so besides the usual tried and true books that we buy, like the James Pattersons, the Stuart Woods, Nora Roberts, all the really go-to writers that everyone seems to request fairly frequently, we've added a new graphic novel section, which we are slowly building. It's something that you have to like consider really intensely when you're purchasing graphic novels, because there are so many coming out all the time, and I have to think about our patrons here and what they would like the most and what will circulate best. So we're trying graphic novels as also a way to bring in a younger crowd, which hopefully that'll turn out well. We're in the first month of it, so I don't have much data to give you on it, but that's happening. As I said, I order the fiction, and I am also very involved in the literary fiction movements going on right now, and a lot of cross-genre movements, because I'm also a writer. So I'm very in touch with what is hip right now, what is going to be the award nominees for this year. Like last year, you look at books like Little Fires Everywhere by Celeste Ng, or Sing and Buried Sing by Jesmyn Ward, and those have been on hold for like almost a full year now. Wow. Like hundreds of reservations on them. And so it's kind of about also finding what is going to be the next book like that. And right now, An American Marriage is an Oprah book club book or whatever. So that'll probably be the next one to take off. But I'm always considering other books that'll look like that. A few titles that come to mind are The Hunger by Alma Katsu. But I mean, if you come in and you look at our recommendation section, I always have at least 5 books that I really enjoyed or I think are going to be the big books of the year. So if you're ever wondering what should I read next, you just come in and talk to me, and I kind of live for those moments when patrons are like, hey, I'm looking for a good literary novel that's got noir elements and a female protagonist. And I'm like, all right, cool, I'll point you in that direction.
Excellent. So how can people learn more about Sturgis and the things that are going on here?
They can either follow us on Facebook. They can go to our website at sturgislibrary.org. I think it's .org. They can subscribe to our monthly newsletter. They can swing by and just be like, hey, what's going on? And we'll just tell you. We send all of our flyers and advertisements out to most of the local libraries. We post them on Cape Cod Times, Barnstable Patriot, a couple of the other local news outlets. So there's a lot of advertising going on. So hopefully if you are looking around, you'll see something that we're doing. So.
Excellent. Well, it sounds like it's a happening place right here in the village of Barnstable.
Right.
Thanks, Corey.
You're very welcome. And thank you for having me today, Paula.
Thanks. This is Corey Farrenkoph, and we're at Sturgis Library.